"Pretend you're my husband," CEO begged the single dad. What happened next shocked everyone. The rain poured down in silver sheets over the crowded city, washing away the noise and leaving behind only the heartbeat of a lonely man standing at a street corner. Daniel Reed clutched his daughter's tiny hand, his jacket soaked through, eyes searching the storm for a taxi that would never come. It had been a long week, another rejection, another job interview that ended with pitying smiles and polite goodbyes. He was a single dad, a former construction worker turned desperate job seeker, trying to give his 6-year-old daughter Lily a life worth living after her mother's passing. The world had been unkind to him since that day, but he had learned one thing: no storm, no rejection, no loneliness could break a father's love. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that heal hearts, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Tales. Your support keeps these stories of hope and humanity alive. That night, fate took a strange turn. As Daniel stood beneath the flickering streetlight, a sleek black car stopped abruptly in front of him. The tinted window rolled down, revealing a woman with sharp eyes and trembling lips. She was the kind of woman who looked like she owned the world, a tailored suit, diamond earrings, perfect posture, but her expression betrayed something fragile. You look honest," she said, her voice shaking. "Please, I need your help. Just for tonight. Pretend to be my husband." Daniel blinked in disbelief. He thought it was a cruel joke, but her desperation silenced his doubts. Before he could protest, she pulled open the car door and pleaded again. "Please. I'll explain on the way. I'll pay you anything. Just help me." Inside the car, the world shifted. Her name was Evelyn Carter, CEO of a billion-dollar company, a woman whose name appeared in magazines and financial reports, yet her tone was one of fear, not power. She explained that her dying father, the man who had built her empire from the ground up, had one last wish before he passed: to meet her husband, to believe that she had finally found love and stability after years of chasing success. The problem was, she had no husband. She had no one. In her panic, she had seen Daniel, a tall, decent-looking man standing in the rain with his daughter, and something in his eyes told her he was kind, trustworthy, real. He wasn't dressed for wealth, but there was honesty in his posture, in the way he shielded his little girl from the rain. That, she said, was the kind of man her father always wanted her to marry. Daniel wanted to refuse. He had no business pretending to be someone's husband, especially a powerful CEO's. But when he saw the tears in her eyes and the way her hands trembled, something inside him softened. Maybe it was the same part of him that always gave his umbrella to strangers, or maybe it was the desperate hope that this might lead to a miracle, a job, a chance, anything to pull Lily out of the hard life they were living. So he agreed. That night, Daniel walked into a mansion he could never have imagined belonging to, holding Evelyn's hand as her father's nurses welcomed them inside. The old man lay in a grand bed, surrounded by the soft hum of machines and the faint scent of lilies. His eyes lit up when he saw them. Evelyn's voice cracked as she introduced Daniel as her husband. "Dad, this is him, the man I told you about." The old man smiled weakly, taking Daniel's hand with surprising strength. "Thank you for loving my daughter," he whispered. Daniel's throat tightened. He wanted to tell the truth, that this was a lie, that he was only a stranger, but when he saw Evelyn silently crying, holding her father's other hand, he couldn't do it. He smiled instead and said softly, "She's an incredible woman, sir. I'm the lucky one." Over the next few days, the lie became a strange kind of truth. Evelyn asked Daniel to stay until her father passed, just to keep the illusion alive a little longer. Daniel and Lily moved into the guest house, where life felt surreal: warm beds, real meals, and laughter echoing in rooms that had never known it. Lily adored Evelyn, calling her Miss Evie, and Evelyn, despite her cold exterior, began to melt around the little girl. For the first time in years, the powerful CEO stopped checking her phone at dinner. She started reading bedtime stories instead. But beneath it all, Evelyn battled guilt. She couldn't understand why this man, this poor single father, was affecting her so deeply. He was kind, gentle, and patient. When her company faced a crisis, he listened without judgment. When she cried over her father's worsening health, he made her tea and stayed up until she fell asleep on the couch. Somewhere between the lies, she found herself wishing it were real. The old man passed away 2 weeks later, holding Evelyn's and Daniel's hands, smiling as if his last dream had come true. His final words to them were, "Take care of each other." After the funeral, Evelyn gave Daniel an envelope, a check that could have changed his life. But he refused it. "You don't owe me anything," he said quietly. "You gave Lily a home for a while. You reminded me what family feels like. That's payment enough." And he left. Days turned into weeks, and the silence in Evelyn's mansion became unbearable. Her board meetings, her expensive dinners, her perfect schedule, none of it filled the emptiness Daniel and Lily had left behind. For the first time, she realized that love wasn't something she could control or buy. It was something that found her when she least expected it, in the middle of a storm, in the eyes of a man who had nothing but gave everything. One morning, Evelyn showed up at a small community center where Daniel volunteered, helping repair old buildings. She watched from a distance as he lifted Lily onto his shoulders, both laughing as they painted a wall sky blue. She hesitated, then walked over. The sight of her in casual clothes, holding her handbag nervously, made Daniel smile faintly. She took a deep breath and said, "Daniel, the lie we told my father, it became the truest thing in my life. I don't want to pretend anymore." Daniel's eyes softened, and before he could reply, Lily ran to her and hugged her waist. "Miss Evie. We missed you." Evelyn knelt down, tears welling in her eyes. "I missed you too, sweetheart." When she looked up, Daniel was smiling, the kind of smile that healed old wounds and built new beginnings. From that day forward, they built a life not on lies, but on love. Evelyn helped Daniel open his own repair business, and he helped her rediscover joy beyond the walls of boardrooms. Their home wasn't a mansion anymore, but it was full of laughter, warmth, and the quiet beauty of a family that found each other through the strangest twist of fate. Sometimes, life gives you what you need disguised as something impossible, a desperate favor, a single night of pretense, a moment of kindness that changes everything. Evelyn had begged a stranger to play her husband, and in doing so, found the love she had spent her whole life searching for. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Tales. Your support helps spread real stories of love, redemption, and second chances to more hearts around the world. Special request. Speech balloon before you go, tell us in the comments, do you believe that sometimes the best things in life begin with a lie told for love? Red heart.